Ayan. Wait, sorry.
It's not a bipartisan, but conducting hearings is not a bipartisan activity. Anybody can conduct a hearing. It's not for purely reasons.
But all right, now the House Strike Committee, for example, speaking of those vloggers, no, and it's good that frankly Meta and Congress is acting against disinformation. But once again, I ask, is this out of the interest to protect this administration when it should be a national interest regardless of color? So the House Strike Committee cited in contempt and ordered the arrest of, I'll read, Alan Troy Sas Rogando Sasot, Mark Anthony Lopez, Lorraine Marie Badoy, Jeffrey Celis. But during the time of Duterte, these were the same personalities that were spreading what some called propaganda, disinformation, attacks against journalists. And yet, we didn't hear anything from Congress.
Yes, and then mga few seconds she did not hear talaga kasi yung signal ni Pimentel may problema, pero magsasalita pa siya diyan. It's really she will already say something there talaga na kaloka. Naputo lang sila ng mga few seconds. Sabi niya, we did not hear from Congress. Literally talagang hindi sila nakarinig ngayon.
But Karen, during the past administration, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Yes. You're clear, sir.
Yes, during the past administration, it was not as prevalent as like today. That is why, that is really the objective of the TRICOM hearing, is to find a way to regulate all this fake news because it is getting out of hand.
Representative, let me just say, Representative,
I believe it was the most fruitful hearing.
Representative, I just want to correct you.
Yes.
No, fake news was as prevalent before, except it did not attack the powers that be. Fake news before attacked the opposition. It attacked media. Today, it is attacking the sitting government. It was as bad, Representative, except the subject of the attacks today is the president. Dati kasi fake news protected the president. Mga vlogger po to supporting Duterte.
And that is precisely, yeah, correct. I know, there were already fake news during the past administration. But if you will notice, those fake news did not focus on the administration, on the government, and all government officials. So, based on the privileged speech of Congressman Ace Barbers and resolution, we took action on it because we do not want this fake news to be the cause of the collapse of the government. Hindi po ba? Inatake ng ang gobyerno natin, hindi pa kami action.
Maybe you can give your thoughts on why you said it's vital and important to really pursue the disinformation now, to arrest these bloggers. And is the House serious with the arrest warrant? Are you putting in resources to have them arrested?
Yes, we already signed the contempt order and the order of detention. As I've said, the order of detention is not a warrant of arrest, but rather it is an order to detain the resource person at the premises of Congress, but it has an effect of a warrant of arrest because we will be coordinating with the PNP authorities. So we have already cited for contempt, as you have said, the 4 personalities. I don't know kung nahuli na ba sila, but they will have to be detained until such time that the hearing will be terminated. Now, the reason, the objective, ultimately at the end of the day, the objective of this TRICOM hearing is to craft a legislation that will somehow regulate or mitigate this fake news. As I've said, everyone is a target, everyone is a victim.
She said affected, She said affected. Did you hear that? Karen said affected.
I think yung interview ni Karen, it's a PR interview.
Yeah, marami pa yan. Actually, sinabi niya yung minention mo dyan, Joey. Sinabi niya na yung gago is actually not a freedom.
Always remember, ABS-CBN has partnership with the media of Martin Romualdez. So, it goes without saying. So, parang lifeline nila yung ni Martin Romualdez. Actually, lifeline ng ABS-CBN ang mga Marcoses at Romualdez. As simple as that. Now, kaya yung ginawa ni Karen Davila, that's actually, hello girl, that is a PR interview. Na may tanong pa siya, serious ba kayo? Na-arrestuhin? Really?
Actually, ito yung sobrang daming ang problem ko dun sa ni Karen. It is pretending to be in favor of the vloggers actually. It is actually pretending to be in favor of freedom of speech. Kasi parang ang sinasabi niya, itong mga to, ginagawa naman nila to dati pa. Whatever it is that she is referring to. But later on, I'm going to tackle specifically yung subject ng ibinibintang niya. Kasi ang point ni Karen is, itong mga vloggers na to, kung anong ginagawa nila ngayon, ginagawa naman nila dati. So why do you want them detained now? At bakit hindi naman yung Congress gumawa ng kahit anong paraan para mapigilan itong mga vloggers na to? Ginagawa rin naman nila yung ginagawa nila ngayon dati. So kumbaga parang sa part ni Karen, she wanted to appear as if she is asking difficult question dito kay Johnny T na hindi nyo naman ginagawa yan dati, tapos ngayon, ano mo yung, ang tawag dito, ipapakulong niya yung mga vloggers. And why? Now, in true Karen Davila fashion, she wanted to appear as if she's asking difficult question. But this is where everything she is saying is falling apart. Kasi, yung iyong presumption, ginawa mong fact na yung mga vlogger na ito ay actually sinettle mo na sinettle na ni Karen na itong mga taong to nagpapakalat ng fake news noon, nagpapakalat ng fake news ngayon, so bakit ngayon gusto nyo silang makulong? Bakit dati nagpapakalat sila ng fake news, okay lang naman. Tigil-tigilan nyo ang kaka-refer sa mga vloggers ng fake news. This is the reason why I sued Ace Barbers. Sa totoo lang. This is the exact reason why I sued Ace Barbers. Because I am being perpetually referred to as a fake news peddler. I also refused an interview, a mainstream media engagement, asking me to participate in a debate. News 5 tong nag-ano sa akin, nag-i-invite sa akin. Tapos they wanted me to participate in a debate sa may UST. At ang topic daw is mainstream media. Sino ang dapat paniwalaan? Vloggers or mainstream media? And I refused that. Bakit? Kasi unang-una, you should teach people to believe information that can be verified. You should teach people to believe kung ano yung tama, kung ano yung totoong impormasyon. This is not about vloggers are more believable than the mainstream media or mainstream media is more believable than the vloggers. Putang ina! Tigil-tigilan niyo yung kasasalsal na kaming mga vloggers ang fake news peddlers dito. Diba? May mga vloggers na hindi accurate yung information, but so are you! So are you a mainstream media? Kaya talaga, it was really necessary for me to protect my reputation, my credibility, do sa being referred to as, ayan, fake news peddler yan, ayan, ganyan. Kasi ginagawa yung facts, mga putang ina yan sa mainstream media. Sobrang gago ninyo. And I think, yung ganong banat ni, yung mga ganong banat ni Karen Davila, those are unacceptable, no? Yung parang, talaga, putang ina nyo, kaming mga vloggers, ang fake news peddlers, kami ang mga fake news peddlers, kayo, pag nagpakalat nga kayo ng fake news, wala kayong sorry. Ang mga vloggers, kapag gumawa ng balita, na let's say fake news, defamatory, they have to face all their legal cases by themselves. Kayo, Karen, pag nademanda kayo tungkol sa mga fake news ninyo, you have an army of lawyers to defend you and your news organization. Sino mas malaki ang risk na tinatahak between you and the vloggers? Pagkatapos ko makapagsalita kayo, mga fake news, mga vloggers. Talaga? Can we stop looking at people based on their, kasi ganito yun yung, tama si Sas sa sinabi niya kanina We outlasted and outcompeted you. Despite us, na walang make-up, dito, walang studio, walang lighting, walang staff, walang mga kung ano-anong pagpapanggap, pero mas pinapakinggan kami ng tao kaysa sa inyo. Galit na galit kayo sa fact na yan. Galit na galit kayo sa fact na yan. Kasi we figured out na ang kailangan ng tao ay totoong conversation. Hindi yung mga kaplastika ninyo. Hindi, of course, ikaw, Karen, you're going to ask that question because you have to pretend that you are asking the difficult questions to our government officials. How do you do that? By maligning all of us. That's how you do it, Karen. Wala kang dangal.
Pero, alam mo, Karen, bakit hindi mo kami ma-interview?
Correct.
Akala ko ba dapat objective kayo, fair? Bakit hindi mo interviewin? Alam mo, Karen, nakita mo ako in person. Bakit hindi mo sinabi sa mukha ko na, oy, Sas, nagpapakalat ka ng ganito? Bakit hindi mo sinabi sa right on the space, darling, hindi mo kaya. Nakita tayo. O, hindi mo sabihin sa akin yan, harap-harapan. Nandun ka, nandun ako, o. Tapos ngayon, gaganyan-ganyan ka. Alam mo, Karen, you cannot hide behind your thick makeup and full fake eyelashes. Kung ano talagang ginagawa mo. At alam naman natin lahat na yung network mo ay may partnership with Martin Romualdez. Hindi mo nga, kaya kayo nagkakaganyan because you can no longer control the narrative. As simple as that. You cannot control the narrative. You've been controlling the narrative in the Philippine discourse for a very, very, very long time. And right now, the rise of social media made it possible for ordinary people, for Kamoisture, Kabarangay, for Kader to us and everyone to actually say their piece and actually have an audience. Before, pipili lang kayo ng mga tao pwedeng magkaroon ng audience. Right now, that power has been snatched away from your hands, and anyone who loses power actually will do exactly what you're doing. You are a declining power, and every declining power will actually prevent their decline. But the problem is, you're actually hastening it because you forgot that we actually have already a community. You don't have a community, darling. Karen, no one in their life will really find you their community. You are a person paid by ABS-CBN in order to actually put forward whatever your editor would like you to say. There's no freedom of speech there, darling. You are under editorial control, and the editor is under the control of the owner of your network, which is an oligarch. Who's controlling us? No one. Nag-imagine lang kayo may nagkocontrol sa amin, pero wala kayong mapatunayan. You know why? Because naiinggit kayo sa amin, because we can speak up our minds while you are slaves and prisoners of your golden cage, darling. Period.
Oh my goodness. that deserves to be dapat ilagay yun sa isang post. Yung sinabi ni Sas.
Yung part na yan.
Kasi ba naman, Sas, nagpapakita ka ng hundreds of millions of views. Sino ba naman hindi ma-insecure sa'yo? Tapos, ang dami nanonood sa'yo. You're being quoted.
Hindi pa nagpapalit ng damit niyan si Sas, ha?
Another thing, how they try to belittle. Look at that. Tingnan mo kung paano kinu-quote si Sas. Si Sas is a vlogger. Hindi na sinasabi na scholar, magna cum laude, hindi sinasabi na subject matter.
Kasi ganyan ang mga elitista there to us. Yan si Karen, elitista yan. Every one of them are elitista. Either elitista sila or mga social climber, as simple as that. At ang ugali ng mga elitista at social climber, kailangan gawin nila papangitin yung background ng isang tao in order for them to feel good about themselves. To look better. They would like to feel good about themselves. No? As simple as that. No, alam naman nila, parang sampalan kami ng CV. I have a higher education than them. I have a better I have a better academic background, I have a better training, I have a better international exposure than them who are actually just
Exactly.
third world grade journalists. Look at ABS-CBN. Ang tagal-tagal ng ABS-CBN for how many years? But look at them. Do they have international presence? Nothing. Because, ano ba sila? Wala naman kayo. You are just like a mouthpiece of an oligarch. As simple as that, period. You don't have any global relevance, darling. Nothing.
Exactly.
Kaya,
At alam,
kaya nga may pinayuhan ako, no? You say, may pinayuhan ako dahil nga nabigyan siya ng slot sa CGTN. Ngayon, inilalait-lait siya na parang, naku, aanihin ka dyan, ganyan. Sabi ko sa kanya, darling, sabi ko talaga sa kanya, alam mo, kung diyan sa Pilipinas, look at what kind of news you are actually going to share to the public. Nasa CGTN ka, and then you're calling out reporters in Gaza. You're calling out reporters to report in New York. Eh pag nandiyan ka sa Pilipinas, ano ka sa Tondo, may sulog sa Tondo, ganyan. No relevance to the world. Nobody cares about whether there's fire in Tondo in the world. But now ngayon, meron ka ng relevance and you are actually being watched by actually billions of people. How many people watches ABS-CBN again?
Yeah. Sas, I would like to ask you, did anyone bother to contact you to get your insights and interview you? O yung pasabog mo na si Counsel Dove Jacobs was actually your professor in 4 subjects? Kasi kung sa ibang circumstances pa yun, kung nagkataon pa yun na...
Hindi rin sila nag-cover about anything, even the expose, binagita ba nila yung mga DPWH contract ni Adjong? That is actually in the public interest. Is that fake news? Binagita ba nila yung grabe yung bloat ng budget ng House of Representatives?
Diba?
Ng ila, that's public interest. Sa akin na naman naririnig yan. That's why I'm relevant, Karen. Because bloggers can hit it where it hurts. Kayo, under the control kayo ng may-ari ng network at yung mga may-ari ng mga networks ninyo, kabarkada ng mga politiko, tigilan ninyo ako. Kung hindi kabarkada, kasimbutan, tigilan niyo ako. Yun ang sabihin ko, tigilan niyo ako. Tsaka ninyo. Sobrang kapal ng makeup ninyo, nawala na sa sobrang kapal ng mga makeup ninyo at sa haba ng mga fake eyelashes ninyo, pati utak ninyo ang pupurol. Diba? Kaya, kita mo, Karen, you have been besmirching me. You journalists, every one of you have been ganging up on me, calling me this. Natinag ba? Nawala ba ang moisture ko? Eh, mas lalo kang lumobo ang aking engagement. Mas lalo lumobo ang aking audience. What does it mean? Are you saying na ang mga Pilipino ay boba, hindi nila alam kung sinasabi ko ay tama o mali o wala na sa common sense? Simple. Why is my milkshake bringing all the boys in the yard, Karen? Ask yourself, baby.
Indeed.
True.